Hello, welcome to my channel for Evolved Humans. I'm Ms. Day. This is a collective reading. I feel like literally the very first thing I felt as soon as I started this was someone who's like a skeptic. Like a skeptic, but I also feel like you're aware of your own intuitive abilities. Interesting. Okay. I can relate to that. Interesting. Okay, so whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you're like, it's almost like, I don't know if it's a trust thing, because I feel like you're very, it's like I'm sensing an energy that's kind of like suspicious. I don't know if you're suspicious of the people around you currently, or if you're just like always aware, like maybe you have a really strong sense of discernment. It's like whoever I'm talking to, you can see behind like the scene, what's happening. You can read between the lines, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I know the cards are loud, they don't last long. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like whoever you are, maybe you've got like just a super strong ability to read others. That's interesting because another thing that I feel like, so one of the things that I kept thinking today is that someone feels like they keep getting signs and messages to get grounded. And I think that you are grounded. Like, I feel like that's what the message is. That's why you keep seeing grounded all over, because I think you are. I think that you have a very strong sense of discernment, and you always have. Like, you've always kind of seen through others. Wow. And I think that you've used that to very strategically protect yourself. Interesting. I do past, present, future. So this kind of feels like a past, like your past energy literally is still riding through to now. Like whoever you are, you kept that grounded sort of both feet on the ground, level-headedness, even through some emotional turmoil. Like I feel like you still wore your, whoever I'm talking to, I think that I don't think you outbursted at other people. I don't think that you had emotional outbursts at other people. I think that you fought your own battles and you navigated through them almost without direction, just kind of like intuitively on your own. I think that this is, okay, so this is where it gets current. And this suspicious sitting thing, like feeling, I think that you've actually healed so much. And you've come out with a really positive, I think you have a warmth about you too. It's like that solid footing has kept you able to give good. Even like while there was chaos happening and you were going through hard stuff on your own, I think that you still saw the hurting in others. I don't know that you necessarily were a loner, but I do feel like whoever I'm talking to, you have handled stuff. You've expected of yourself that you went it alone at many phases in your life. And I think that currently there's like a sense of, I don't know, like vindication. It kind of feels like a vindication and a warmth and also an awareness of the fact that you have like intuitive abilities and you're like your discernment now, I think it serves you well. But I feel like that warmth has grown even though your discernment has remained a large portion of you. Like I think that warmth and that need to connect to something else that's that solid has grown in your journey, in your life journey. And I think that whoever you are, there's actually a lot more soft and natural flow hidden beneath the surface of maybe, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to say stern, but I just want to, it's like whoever I'm talking to, you've got just this very like, I like to observe and reserve judgment, but I don't feel like judgment is your thing. I don't feel like it's a judgmental thing. You speculate it. It's like you're sitting back watching things as they unfold, and you kind of see them unfolding as you expected them to. Okay, so I think that you're not finding that type of, I think you're kind of seeking an outpour of that. It's almost like that warmth has grown and you're wondering where you're going to find that place where someone also is that solid. And I feel like the message for you going forward is definitely that interesting. It's like, okay, interesting. So, something kind of common theme for the last few days is people really wanting to resist in a triggered way going back to their childhood and dealing with things from the past that have harmed them, and they really think they healed from them. And the thing is, even if you survived, of course you survived. Whoever I'm talking to survived. You're a survivor, and with great endurance. It's like you also, all the way underneath all of this righteous and organized processing, it's almost like there's something in there that is still hurting, like a child, like a wounded, like when you're a really little child and you feel like stabbed through your heart. Like, I know that sounds awful, but that's what it feels like. I feel like someone at some point, it's like you felt like there was a all the way through your heart, like a dagger all the way through your heart. And I think this happened in possibly early adolescence, but it was someone important to you, and it cut you all the way to that tender person, that, teeny tiny child. That's the warmth. It's like that warmth is still there, and that part of you that was your personality, it's like it's grown, and you're very solid still. And you're wondering why you're not finding a balance with that when you're so well trained at discernment in others. It's like you're like, well, why can't I find the right spot to place all of that warmth and all of that? It almost feels stern. And I think that's because there's something missing along the way. It's like something is still buried all the way in there that needs to heal. And this actually, okay, so this ties into why that matters. Because the path inward is not in and then you're out and you're all free game. It's you go in and there are levels of your development where you would experience things differently. Okay, then you develop more, you experience things differently. Then you develop a little more, then you experience things differently. Then you keep going, forever. And it's like, but when it's crazy rapid and all over the place roller coaster, like going through adolescent years, it's like your inner child is actually supposed to heal in those adolescent years. There are things to heal from childhood in those years. So if you get wounded, those kind of like heart-piercing wounds in your early adolescence, it's almost like weird, super crazy tie-in, but I know you're going to understand because I know I'm talking to adults. It's like, when you go through, just if you've ever been in or heard of or experienced someone you love in an abusive relationship, okay? I'm sorry, I gotta go there. It's like, how they get used to the problem, the reason it's such a pit, the reason it's such a bottomless pit, and you turn into, like, it turns into a hole you can't climb out of for the, maybe the victim in the exchange there. The reason you can't get healed is because it's like when it's someone with a negative intention, they'll hit you when you're down. So you're never fully healed. So it's just each wound takes you down farther and farther and farther. So tying into this, okay, it's like, believe it or not, that's all coming right now. It's like in your adolescence, when you start there, and then you get wounded, and we know that like healing steps and strategies were not always present in our upbringing. Developmental years, like we know that we didn't really know the answers, or our parents didn't. And so there's something that didn't get healed before another wound was formed on top of it that you had to also rapidly survive on to the next. So like those really heart-piercing moments, they become blocks. And those are the things that are like the super, super serious healing things that they do get deeper and deeper, and the pain becomes more serious because you're actually processing more as you heal more. So I feel like it's so hard to like say it and make it sound so positive. It is positive. The healing process isn't fun, but you got to go down to come up, because, and that's not a punishment. It's not because they want you to re-hurt again. It's because it's like they want you to just you have to go to where it started to finish a thing. You have to finish a process that has already been started at a certain point in time. So it's like you have to find that point in time. So that's what's interesting. This grounded thing, whoever I'm talking to, I'm glad it's tying in because, ow. Okay, so this grounding thing, whoever I'm talking to, you know that you're in tune with your abilities. You're going through a lot of stuff with your guides. You know it. That's why it's so interesting that like this video is coming into whoever's feed this is meant to come into, because you've got a skepticism type of suspicious feeling, and I know that's at humans. That makes sense. They understand that too. So it wasn't a judgment when I said that in the beginning, okay? It's cool. It's just like your air. So that grounded thing, what you do with this healing bit, when you receive those signs and messages, you've already got that awareness, right? You've gotten the grounded message. So it's like if you're receiving that message, then going forward, your messages, you're going to get memories. You're going to get memories. You're going to get a flashback. You might watch a movie. You might catch a glimpse of a TV show. You might hear a song. You might hear a song in your head. You might hear a song when you're in the store and you hear a random song that's from a totally different decade. And you're like, why is that on the station in this store? And that is a sign for you. It will take you back. And when it takes you back, let yourself experience it. Or maybe I might be talking to someone who already has experienced those and you're not sure what the hell to do with them. You're doing what you need to do. You're a grounded person, and the message I feel like you've gotten, somebody, has been get grounded. And I think that what they want you to know is you are. Now it's time to listen when it hurts. And it's like, that's for a reason. This is for a reason. You've got a very strong foundation. So they're telling you you are strong enough to handle this. You are going to navigate through this next part because you've done so beautifully up to this point, and you've done it feeling like you were alone. So just imagine how much more you can do when you're aware of who's got your back. Awesome. Okay, this one feels really intense, so I'm going to end it at that and breathe and sage bit, and then I'm going to do some more readings if it feels right, and it does. So if you like the way that I do the readings, or if this applies to you, definitely comment, subscribe to my channel, allow for future notifications, and then you'll know when I upload new readings, and continue to let me know if they apply to you. Okay, I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you in the next reading.